News this morning, a Laurel County man was sentenced in connection to the 2023 murder of his wife and unborn child. And officers at the Hazard Police Department are trying to take some of the holiday stress away, hosting Cram the Cruiser.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning. Happy Thursday to you. I'm Amelia Lee here on this November 6th at 6:30 this morning. And Megan, we've got the cold starts to our morning now, so some people have started cranking that heat in their homes to deal with that cold.
Yeah, and especially in the cars in the morning, full blast, as hot as it can get. That's me every single morning driving into work. Yeah, it's a little bit of a chillier start to your day, but about on average for what you'd expect this time of year. We're seeing some low to mid 50s. Here's a look at Laurel County this morning. Excuse me, I meant to say low to mid 40s. But with the exception of a couple of cities that are sitting in those upper 30s this morning. Lawrence is one of those cities, 36, and we'll continue to see those temperatures warming up throughout the day, hitting a high in the low 60s. Now, some folks are a tad chillier than others. 55 is that high in Wise, 59 is the high in Clintwood and Grundy, as well as Jackson. We do have some 64s out and about for our southern counties as well that we're keeping our eyes out on. Now, in terms of what we're looking at cloud-wise, well, don't worry about it. No clouds are in that forecast. Sunny skies are taking over for the entirety of the day from sunrise to sunset. And as we go throughout the next several hours, we're going to see the sun rising about 7:04, so not too far off from now, about 30 minutes. And then sunset will be at 5:29 this afternoon. Amelia.
Thank you, Megan. A Laurel County man was sentenced yesterday in connection to the 2023 murder of his wife and unborn child. Lawrence Halcomb was arrested in 2023 after investigators say he shot and killed his pregnant wife, Vanessa Halcomb. Halcomb admitted to the murder as part of a plea agreement in September and was sentenced to 50 years in prison yesterday. Commonwealth's attorney Matt Butler says the agreement allowed the family to avoid a lengthy and heartbreaking trial and ensures Halcomb will spend the rest of his life behind bars.
He was convicted of murder and a fetal homicide for something that happened here in Laurel County before I was in office, but we were able to resolve that via plea because of the good work of the Kentucky State Police. Mr. Halcomb had no realistic opportunity at trial to be acquitted.
Butler says the sentence does not bring Vanessa or her unborn child back, but he hopes it will provide some comfort to her loved ones. Well, there could be new developments today in a high-profile murder case. Prosecutors in the Amber Spradlin case are asking the court to keep M.K. McKinney's $5 million bond in place and delay his trial. McKinney's father, Dr. Michael McKinney, and Josh Mullins are also charged in the case. The Commonwealth says forensic testing on blood and DNA evidence is still underway and should be completed before proceeding. A hearing is set for today, and we do have more about the recent motions filed in this case on our website, WYMT.com. Well, some recipients of SNAP benefits throughout the nation have been threatening to take groceries without paying in an organized group effort. WYMT's McKinley Calandrino shows us how local leaders are addressing the consequences if people follow through with these unlawful actions.
During times of uncertainty surrounding SNAP benefits, some social media posts are circulating nationwide and in eastern Kentucky, suggesting those affected meet at grocery stores and take what they need without paying. London Mayor Randall Weddle posted to Facebook that while some individuals and public figures are encouraging theft, the City of London will not tolerate unlawful acts. In his post, Weddle said, quote, "I want to make one thing perfectly clear. A federal government shutdown does not grant anyone the authority to break the law." Officials say those encouraging the behavior have stated they will not be able to arrest everyone at once, and is why they believe the organized theft would not have repercussions.
So with us and other agencies that we partner with, if anybody commits a theft like that, then we're definitely going to act on it, and we're going to try our best to arrest everybody.
Officials with the Laurel County Sheriff's Office is urging local grocery and department stores to stay alert for possible shoplifters and to report any suspicious activity immediately.
The larger stores, of course, need to have adequate personnel working in the store, because if you only have 1 or 2 employees and it's a larger store, you can't cover the ground and you can't see what's going on.
Officials at the sheriff's office say this theft could result in a misdemeanor or a felony, depending on the value of the stolen items. In Laurel County, McKinley Calandrino, WYMT Mountain News.
Officials also urge that if you are impacted by the SNAP issues, to call the sheriff's office to guide you to local food banks, or you can visit our website to see a list of resources in Laurel County. Deputies in Laurel County arrested a London man after a domestic dispute turned violent. The sheriff's office says 54-year-old Bart A. Rudd struck a woman in the back of the head twice during an argument off West Laurel Road. Investigators say Rudd resisted arrest and damaged a patrol call while on the way to jail. He's charged with assault, resisting arrest, and criminal mischief, and is being held in the Laurel County Correctional Center. A northern Kentucky man is behind bars after a late-night traffic stop in Pulaski County. Detectives say they spotted a car driving more than 100 miles an hour on Highway 461. The driver, James Ryan Brown of Independence, admitted someone had been smoking marijuana in the vehicle. Officers found a bag of meth in his sock, plus more drugs, marijuana, and digital scales. In all, more than 100 grams of meth was seized. Well, this week marks 10 years since Richmond police officer Daniel Ellis was shot in the line of duty. He died 2 days later. Yesterday, the department held a memorial ceremony for Officer Ellis, honoring his service and sacrifice. Ellis's widow, Katie, the department, and community members gather each year to pay tribute to the fallen officer.
You know, it goes to show you that what his life, the sacrifice that he made for the city of Richmond and the people who live here, it's not been forgotten, and our officers know it, they remember it. It guides us every day.
Police Chief Rodney Richardson says Officer Ellis's legacy will be felt through the department for many years to come. Governor Andy Beshear is taking action to block access to a highly addictive form of Kratom. Yesterday, he announced the state is moving to classify 7-hydroxymitragyn-9, also known as 7-OH, as a Schedule I narcotic. The change would make it illegal to sell, possess, or distribute any isolated or concentrated form of the substance in Kentucky. 7-OH is a byproduct of the Kratom plant that can act like an opioid when concentrated into shots, powders, or capsules.
This is a powerful and addictive drug that has no place in Kentucky. Because of this action, law enforcement and regulatory agencies can get this drug out of communities.
The Cabinet for Health and Family Services is updating regulations to add the substance to the same category as heroin and fentanyl. Once finalized, law enforcement will be able to remove the products from store shelves statewide. The Boys and Girls Club of Harlan County has faced multiple financial setbacks this year. In July, I took you to the club as they faced a federal funding freeze for their programs. And now they face funding woes for their food programs. Take a look. The Harlan County Boys and Girls Club is once again looking for support after federal funding freezes and the government shutdown continue to impact their day-to-day operation.
It has been such a just tumultuous year because we have had, we've had the rug pulled out from under us, several times already.
Now, with changes to SNAP benefits, CEO of the Boys and Girls Club of Appalachia, Katina Haynes, says some children could even go hungry.
We knew that we were going to have a lot more kids coming to the club because for a lot of children, they get fed at 7:30 in the morning and 10:30, and then they may not get another meal.
The Harlan County Boys and Girls Club feeds hundreds of kids every day and couldn't risk any interruptions. Haynes says the community responded in a big way, with a generous donor even stepping up with a $50,000 matching gift.
You would be hard pressed to find another Boys and Girls Club in any location that was as beloved by their community, because our community knows what we do for these kids.
But Haynes assures Harlan Countyans the club will be here for people who rely on it.
We're here for you until we cannot do it any longer. We're going to continue to feed your kids.
Right now, the club has raised enough money to get through November and December, but the future remains uncertain. Haynes says if you do feel called to help the Harlan County Boys and Girls Club, you can make a donation and join the $50,000 matching campaign by calling the club at 606-573-0960. Haynes is also scheduled to be one of our guests Monday night on Issues and Answers. With the holiday season approaching and now government funding issues, many folks are worried about how they'll provide for their families. But officers with the Hazard Police Department are trying to make some of that stress go away. The department hosted a Cram the Cruiser event yesterday at Walmart, encouraging folks to make donations of non-perishable food. The donations will go straight to families and kids in the community. Officer Tyler Day says events like these allow people to see police in a different light.
I enjoy giving back to the community. I've been in this for a little while now, and being able to actually just be a helping hand every now and then instead of people looking at you as some kind of big bad guy, it means a lot.
Officers will be set up again taking donations on Friday in the Save a Lot parking lot from 10 until 2.
We're looking at temperatures this morning dropping. We were seeing some mid-40s, but since then we've seen a lot more of those upper 30s coming out to play. 34 in Louisa, 37 for Stanton and Moorhead. And as you travel more towards the south, that's where we're seeing some of those warmer temperatures. But as we go throughout the day, the main thing that you'll need to be aware of, it's going to be plenty sunny as we're seeing clear skies all day long. And those temperatures from this morning and those low 40s will be warming up as you're heading home from work or school, with temperatures in the low to mid 60s. Amelia.
Thanks, Megan, and thank you for joining us on Mountain News this morning at 6:41. Coming up, fine dining that a lot more people can afford shows you how this new restaurant experiment is using a sliding price scale to try and change the way we eat out.
Travel forecast.